All right, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chahak, double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect. Shalom, Barakatham to you, Akim. This is going to be an analysis of the concept of curses and cursing. Okay? Curses and cursing. Okay? Now, there's a conception out there in the Christian world about cursing, curses. You know, most people associate this with witchcraft, warlock, which all of these are all divinations. When you pinpoint them, all right, they either roll up to two different ways, either the left hand side or the right hand side. Either one is Satan's domain, okay, which is where you have spells and hexes, okay, that's a form of curses. But then you also have curses on the right hand side, okay, just to give you an idea. And this is what you don't understand, this is what you don't get in Christian churches, okay, because they'll tell you words are curses themselves, when words themselves are not curses. It's the spirit behind it, okay. Now, the most common use you'll hear us say when we put up a curse on somebody, you'll hear two words. The first word is shalak, which means to send or to put or to put towards something or to send something away. Okay. So you'll hear the word shalak, which means to send, and then you hear the word rayam, okay, which is a pluralized word version of the word rai, which means evil, R-I, how we would spell it. But it would be the R, the Ra, and the I, which looks like an O in the Hebrew. Okay? So when we say shalak means to send, Ra Yum is the plural version of Rai or Rayum. Okay, so we'll say shalak Rayum is a very common thing that you'll hear us say when we put up curses, okay? And so I want to take, well, the word Rai means evil, by the way. So when we say Rai or Rayum, we're saying send evils. Okay? Literally, a literal translation of it. But we all know there's a spirit behind certain things, because the word shalak is not a curse word. The word Rai or Rayum is not a curse word. But when you say it through the spirit, that makes it a curse. All right? Christians will try to say an F-U-C-K word is a curse word, and that concept is dumb. It doesn't make any sense. And this is why most Christian people who have been in the church, if you've been in that church for 20, 30, 40 years, you're remedial, man. You're remedial. And I don't just mean spiritually from the biblical aspect of it. I mean, literally, more than likely, all right, you're a loser. More than likely in your regular everyday life, if you're still in these churches, you're more than likely a loser, because you don't have common sense anymore. All right. Because that's really what it takes to still be in those churches, is just to be void of common sense. All right. Not to get down, not to make this about the churches, but this is an element of it. All right. And so when people think of the word curse, they think of warlocks, witches, and sorcerers, and those, they have their curses. All right. But I typed in the word curse. All right. And we'll get it in the Hebrew. This is from Genesis 3:14, and it says, "And the Lord Yahweh thy power said unto the serpent," we should know this story in Genesis 3 about the serpent, all right, who is it's a metaphor for an actual lineage of men who were ruling on the earth, okay? All right, and it says, "Because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life." Now, most people think about this, they think about, Esau go and say, oh, it was a literal serpent, and those were the lizards that had legs, and then the Most High took their legs away, and that's why they look like snakes now. No, man. All right. And this is why you know, doctrine is important. This is why speaking the same thing is important. Because the Bible is nothing to play with. You can't just understand the Bible, man. I don't care what your IQ is. All right, you can't just get it. All right, you need a key. All right, and you need men that were chosen to have the key to teach you. Okay, and not only that, you have to be, you know, a keyhole that fits. Okay, somebody can give it to you, but that don't mean you're gonna digest it. All right, you can chew it, you can swallow it, but that don't mean you're gonna keep it down. All right, and so when it says thou be cursed above all cattle, all right, let's go to the word curse is talal. All right, I believe, nope. Nope. No, that's not the one I wanted. Forgive me. All right. Well, the word there for curse is arar. All right. It means cursed, to be cursed. What was the word I was just looking at earlier? Let me see here. Bear with me 1 second. Okay. It means to curse. Yep. Qualal. Now in Genesis 8:21, the word qualal, all right, it means to be slight, to be swift, be trifling, be made of little account, be light. And that's exactly what a curse is, man. A curse is a step before, you know, getting put in the spirit world. So when it says to be made light, to be made of little account, you're basically reducing that individual. All right. That's what it means to have that kind of curse on you. All right. Now there's two different kinds. Now this kind, to be made light or to be made of little account, that's the curses that we're under when you read Deuteronomy 28. All right. We were made light among the heathen. All right. Our value was reduced. That's what it means to curse something. Okay. When Yahushua cursed the fig tree, he made it to be of little account, and what happened? It withered away. Now, normally when you curse something, it dies. Okay. Eventually, it's not a direct. You don't kill it directly, but eventually it dies out, man. All right. And there's examples of great men doing this. Okay. Let me see here. Bear with me. Genesis 9:25. We're going to see what the word here for the word curse here is, and it's a roar. Okay. And this is Genesis 9:25, and he said, cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren. So when a Christian is telling you can't even use curse words because they sound bad, well, Noah literally cursed his own grandson, man. He literally cursed him and his whole lineage for something his father did, his father Ham, which, Lord willing, this week I'll do a more in-depth lesson on Ham. You know, that wicked nigga. All right, who he's the original fan, the freaky ass nigga. Okay. And so his son was cursed. If you know the story of how Ham looked upon his father Noah's nakedness. Okay. And his son Canaan got cursed. All right. Which is Noah's grandson. So the Lord literally cursed him. All right. And he says, a servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren. So what did he do to the lineage of Canaan? He reduced them. All right. Your inheritance, all of that, that's now reduced. Now your lot is to serve. Okay. You've been made lighter than the other nations. So that's why you're a servant of servants. So their Canaanites are going to be low in the kingdom. All right. Now, the Most High cursed the serpent. Okay. So he was made lower than us. And now when you go to Genesis 25, all right, it may be, I may got the wrong chapter. 2 nations are in thy womb. All right, yep, Genesis 25 and 23. And the Lord Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. So one is lighter than the other. One has less value than the other. All right, and Esau basically inherited that, man, because it was always destined from him. He never got paid back during the time of Cain. The Lord, as a matter of fact, the Lord gave out the order to leave Cain alone in his lineage, and Lamech and all of those wicked demons. All right, but the curse is still on this guy. He's still less than us because the Most High put the curse on, and that's what it means to curse somebody, man. All right, and there are left-hand ways to do it. There are right-hand ways to do it. All right, but obviously, us being of the light, we go through what? The scriptures. What the Lord told us to do, man. All right. Now, the famous account, well, it's not that famous among Christian circles, but among us it is, in 2 Kings. All right. 2 and 23, and he went up from thence unto Bethel, and as he was going up by the way, this is speaking about Elisha, all right, who was the understudy, or the next anointed after Elijah was translated. All right, translated mean he got beamed up into a chariot. Okay. And it says, and as he was going up by the way, there came forth little children out of the city and mocked him and said unto him, go up, thou bald head, go up, thou bald head. All right. And so they were mocking him for the way that he looked. These little nigglets, man. All right. And he turned back and looked on them and cursed them in the name of the Lord Yahweh. So in the name of the Lord, he cursed them. So when a Christian tells you curses are wrong or bad, or they're trying to tone police you, what they're trying to do, they're trying to get you to soften your words. All right. And only a serpent would try to get you to soften your words, man. Only a demon wants you to speak in candy-coated language. All right? Because they really, the crux of it is they don't want to hear the message. They'll blame it on your tone or the way that you said it or your choice of words. But really, the demon is rebelling against the actual message. All right? That's what their spirit is bucking up against. It's the actual truth. They'll blame it on the tone, they'll blame it on the words, but that has nothing to do with it, because the scriptures are about curses, man. They're with curses. All right. We receive the Lord's beloved people. We got put on a multi-generational curse, man. I mean, just a full-on multi-generational crash out. You know, just going off and being cursed, and then the Lord have to redeem us, and then he curse us again. And when the Lord is cursing us, or we're being subjected to the curses, and then we're being made whole again, what's happening? We're being reduced, and then we're being replenished again. We're being restored. All right. And it says, and he says, and there came forth 2 she-bears out of the wolves, and tear 42 children of them. So this curse that Elisha, the prophet, put up was for 2 she-bears to come out and rip up 42 kids, man. And a Christian is going to sit up there and tell you that words are wrong, that it's a sin. All right. Sin is a transgression of the law. So they have no idea what they're talking about. And I wanted to just, highlight that point. I'm going to try to type in the word curse here. I know I promised yesterday I would make these shorter, but this will be over with soon. All right. I put curse in Google, and their little AI thing popped up. It says the first one is for curse is a wish for harm. A curse is a prayer or appeal to a supernatural power to cause evil, shalak rayum, or misfortune to befall someone or something. For example, if we do something about the problem, future generations will curse us. All right. An offensive word. A curse can also be an offensive word or swear word that someone says when they are angry. For example, I heard him utter a curse before the microphone was shut off. So this is what Christians say. It's an offensive word. Now, what did the Bible say about this? See, they took an offensive word and tried to conflate it with a curse, man, there's nothing wrong with curse either. All right. Isaiah 29:21, that make a man an offender for a word and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate. Because see, the core issue of it is that they don't want to be reproved. That's why they trying to tone police your words. And what has this demon done in the so-called black church? All it's done is got you to co-sign Esau to take away your rights to speak at all. Now you got to use pronouns. See, it started where you can't say F-U-C-K or S-H-I-T. All right, it got you in the spirit of controlling a man's words and trying to demonize him for it, trying to tone police him, shame him into speaking the way that makes you feel good, regardless of the message. But now what's happened? Now you got to use pronouns. All right, now you got to watch what you say online on the internet. Now your income can be taken away depending on what you say. And now it has nothing to do with actual curse words anymore. Now it has to do with the real issue, which I don't want to hear things that are going to offend me. All right. And if that's the spirit that you're in, then you don't belong. You don't belong in the truth. You're going to be destroyed with these people, man. Okay. You're dried up chaff. Okay. And chaff gets burnt up or it blows away in the dust. Okay. It says that they make a man an offender for a word and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate and turn aside the just for a thing of naught. All right. Now, when you read the rest of the chapter, Isaiah 29, you see is he's speaking about how everything got turned upside down. All right. About how things are backwards. All right. You've done things in the inverse. Okay. The same thing that that spirit that Nimrod was in. I'm gonna just rebel. I'm gonna just be whatever the Most High is doing. I'm gonna do the opposite. I can, And you saw the same thing in these Canaanite cities. They were just anything the scriptures say that was lawful, because all of these nations got the law, man. All right, you got to remember, Noah was alive for a long time after the flood. Noah lived about 900. The flood happened when he was 600 years old. Noah lived to be about 900. All right. So Ham, Shem, Japheth, they all understood the law. They all knew. They all got it passed down, or they knew right and wrong, man. But they didn't do it. They took that and they did what? The opposite. They worshiped gods that were they worshiped other gods, which they knew would offend the Most High. All right. And they ultimately went their own way. So everything here is backwards, man. And that's why even small things, basic topics like this, it requires a revisiting. All right. It requires an analysis. Why do we do certain things? Why you hear us say certain things? All right. And go into the scriptures, and I'm sure there's plenty more precepts brothers can get into this to help make this more edifying, because all of the scriptures are connected. All of the scriptures are part of one body of wisdom. Okay. And ultimately, we're gonna fully understand everything in the kingdom, but for now, stay diligent, man. Question things. All right. Stay on top of it, man. Go back to the basics, if you will. But if your brothers got precepts, post them in the comments. Lord willing, this is edifying. On to the next. Shalom.